are Tyrians. We are many races, several professions. We practice the arts of combat as well as healing. We have foes, and we fight them without mercy. And it's time for us to claim back what is ours. It's time for us to claim back Tyria from the terror of the Elder Dragons. We can't go on living our lives in fear. We have to fight. We have to make a stand. This is our story.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 36 of Chroniclesoftyria Podcast, Guild Wars 2 podcast for fans, by fans. We're not going to be doing a COT weekly this week because we're doing an interview show, so it's more fun to talk about the news with new people rather than give Kaysee an additional chance to trip up over saying things. But we love her anyway, so we'll be doing our special interview with host of the GuildMag podcast, Valiant. So, without further ado, here is everybody else.
Hi.
Hello. And we must point out that for Valiant right now, it's 2 a.m.?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 o'clock.
Sorry. Thank you for staying up so late just to be here with us.
It's alright.
So, welcome to everybody that's out here watching us in the chat. I see a lot of familiar faces and a few new people, so thank you to everyone. Thank you to everybody who's watched us on YouTube. We'll get to maybe if people watched us on iTunes, if Naveen checked this time, maybe not.
Huh?
Did you check if we got views?
No, I didn't. Oh. Okay, while you talk, I'm going to go do that.
Okay, and then I'll stretch it out. So lots of good stuff coming up. We're going to interview Valiant and ask him all of his deepest, darkest personal secrets and, all that good stuff. And then we're all going to talk about some of the pretty amazing news that came out of Arenanet recently, most importantly, guild missions. But we're going to save that till later. If you're going to watch this on YouTube after the fact, I'll put a jump link so you can just skip past all of our nonsense to get to the actual news piece. Because somebody requested last time, can you just put a cutaway to a timestamp to the lore so I can get past all of the beginning? So for that
Screw your personalities.
For that person alone, I put a jump link when the video starts up for the first minute. If you click it, it'll just skip you ahead to the lore.
Thanks for taking care of that.
Yeah, well, that's no problem.
I said I was going to do it, but then I made a PJ for my son.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's like, I don't mind doing that kind of stuff. I like doing that, playing around with YouTube's functionality and things. Anyway, so you can view us on one of a million different ways. You can check us out on iTunes, download us on our COT podcast page, view us on YouTube's, on Twitch.
Also no reviews on iTunes. Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
That's okay. Would have gotten to it eventually. So if you like us, thumbs up, yada yada yada. Tell a million people. My dog's barking. Xander, keep it down. So I guess we'll jump on to shoutouts quick, and then we'll move on to interviewing Valiant. I have 2 shoutouts actually. One is because I guess it's my turn to shout out to Pirate. And see, part of me thinks he does this because he's a great guy, and I believe that much. But I feel like part of the reason he also sends us messages, like mail, is so that somebody will shout out to him. Like I got, hello, great Lagwyn, hearing in the last podcast that you never got any personal mail, so I thought I would send you a mail. I just read about guild missions. I think it'd be really awesome for you guys to talk about COT Weekly. Wishes granted, Pirate. But I feel like because he sent that to me, he's like, oh, I want to be nice guy, but if I send it to him, then he'll shout out to me about it. So, it's like, fold. And I also shout out to, God, his name is maybe very difficult to pronounce.
Maybe?
I don't know. It's I don't know if this is actually his name or not, but it's G-O with an umlauts above it, K-B-E-R-K space K-A-Y-A.
I forgot. What's after the O?
K.
Kidding.
Anyway, I'm not going to say his email because that would be invasion of privacy. But anyway, he's the artist who's drawing Thomas Engine for me.
Oh.
So I just wanted to thank you for inspiring me enough by saying, hey, do you still want me to do this? Did you cancel the commission? And then I'm like, oh, crap. No, I didn't cancel. I need to write up all the lore right now. So then I did. So thank you for being my inspiration by threatening to not to not do it for me.
Nice. Lag works with threats. That's awesome. I'll take some notes right now.
I need to find something to blackmail him with.
Look, I have more blackmail on you.
Shut up.
We've seen the video. Chat. The Skype chat, anyway. Text chat. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, guys. Kaysee, how about you? Shoutouts.
I have a confession to make. I haven't been on Guild Wars at all this week. I'm such a bad person.
At all?
At all. Like, I can't remember the last time I did my daily.
What about your laurels? What are you going to do?
I know.
That means you
What am I
have
gonna
7
do?
laurels less than you should have gotten so far.
Do you have your ascended neck piece yet?
No. I'm falling behind.
It's okay, Kaysee, me neither. Meh.
I'm pretty sure it's for them.
Pardon me?
I've got a confession. I've only actually achieved 2 laurels since they brought them out.
Yay!
I'm not blessed. So that my confession is I haven't been on, so probably someone sent me a mail sometime telling me how much they love me. Please, I hope that's the case. So a shout out to them because I'm sorry I haven't been on and reading my mail. So if you sent me a mail, you know who you are, and shout out to you.
Hey, what about me? Did you log in and see what I sent you?
No, not yet. Thank you, Lagwyn.
If I had
Shout out to
papers,
Lagwyn.
I would throw them in.
Flip the table.
Also, real quick, I'm going to shout out to Zan because he's begging for one, looks like. I don't know. But just as someone remember me, I got 2 shouts.
So basically, those who are listening on iTunes, all you have to do is join us for the live show and we'll get shout-outs.
Pretty much.
We're not whoring ourselves out.
No.
So Naveen, how about you?
I think I have one shout-out. I forgot to print out the mail or just, I'm too lazy to log in. Okay, I'm just going to say, basically, the person is called True Rabbit and sent me an email about the Dragon in Guild Wars 1, the one that's frozen in Drakkar Lake.
I got that email too.
Yeah,
forgot.
but it's okay. Ha! At least I have a shout out now. Yay!
Lucky I didn't look back, otherwise I would have stolen that one.
Yeah, so he did like the 3D modeling of that dragon that's there in the lake. It's pretty interesting. He asked if it was possible for us to do a show on that dragon particularly. So I think that will be a possibility in the near future. Because I really want to showcase the 3D models that he made of the dragon as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Aside from that, I would like to give a shout out to my husband because I love him. And he set up a super cool sewing corner in the basement for me to be super crafty. But that's on a personal level. But I still love my husband because he's awesome on Guild Wars 2 also.
Also, I want to point out that I don't know if you might have missed this because it's been a while since that email came out, but the person that sent that email with the 3D images, that's Eduardo.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's his name now? I'm not sure what his name is.
Eduardo from Mexico.
All right, yeah, that's what I
Can
thought.
you
Yeah, that
say
was.
that name without making that face at me? Like,
No,
I would-
it's mandatory. I have to go like this or else it's just like Eduardo from Mexico. It looks kind of creepy.
I can still see your eyes like twinkling.
No, it makes me think of Antonio Banderas. Because you can't say just Antonio Banderas. Anyways, Guild Wars 2.
What? Oh.
Yeah, back on track.
I thought you were saying Antonio Banderas plays Guild Wars 2.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress. So, Valiant, how about you? Do you have any shout-outs that you would like?
Yeah, I'll keep it pretty quick. Just basically a shout out to everyone that works at GuildMag and all the readers and the listeners to the podcast. I mean, everyone, the whole team of volunteers. You all work really hard behind the scenes. What everyone else doesn't see, and just everyone who gets involved. We really appreciate it. So yeah, that's about it.
Yay! That was a shout out to me as well because I'm on the podcast. Yay!
Man, she's just all about having to give her attention.
They're not supposed to know it's you. Here you're Kaysee, over there you're Allie.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but I'm sorry. Everyone. Sorry.
I'm in trouble from Jolene now because I didn't give her a shout out. Oh wait, I just shouted you out. I love you, Jolene. I'm not in trouble.
Yeah, Joel, if you do 3D modeling of Guild Wars stuff, we'll plug it on here. So, but not just regular 3D modeling. That doesn't count. Oh, I did want to say that I'm sorry we kind of started a little bit late today before we get into the interview. That was my fault. People are saying it's Kaysee's fault because they just assume, but it's not. I'm going to own up to that. It's totally my fault. That's because Bridger is a chatty Cathy.
He is.
He is very chatty. Although he did just abruptly leave our podcast when we interviewed him, but we did it for 3 hours. So that's.
But he doesn't remember.
No.
So.
How do you not remember a 3-hour ordeal?
3-hour ordeal in July. I mean.
That's what you get when you get too famous. You forget about the lower ranks.
Yeah.
I wish I was that famous.
Well, yeah. I mean, when he talked to Dan said, "Oh yeah, I'm play for COT," and he's like, "Oh, is that podcast still going on?"
Yeah, I know. Dan told me.
Then when I talked to him, he's like, "Oh, you do a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, we interviewed you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
No, that's what happens when you're way too busy with stuff. You kind of like forget stuff, and if Bridger has the same
friends at your house and interviewing me at the same time.
Yeah. But if Bridger has the same as me, I mean, I have so much going on that sometimes I forget. And even like people come to me and they say, "Oh, remember when we did that dungeon together?" And I'm like, "Yes." Sorry.
So guilty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was awesome. Which dungeon? Anyways, we're rambling.
Right. So we're gonna move on to the actual interview. So Kaysee's going to start us off with the first couple of questions. So
Yay!
Get ready to be grilled all about your life.
I don't know if my name and grilled can go in the same sentence.
I just did it.
I'm just not intimidating enough. Alright, let's do this. I got to get all gangster on you because I'm going to grill you.
Not like last time. Please not like last time. You can be good. That's fine. Naveen can be bad cop.
I'm so confused.
Okay, anyway, take it away.
Alright, just for everyone, Valiant is his name, but he also goes by Rowan sometimes, and I tend to call him Rowan. So if I slip up and call him Rowan, that is Valiant. So,
before you start, I just wanna ask you, is Rohan taken from the game Rohan?
No, it's not.
Bummer.
The writers of Rohan? The Lord of the Rings?
No, I don't know where it's from, actually.
Alright.
One of those things.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay, I'm stop interrupting you.
Okay. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's start the interview. So, Valiant, for people who don't know, what is GuildMag about?
Well, I mean, I suppose it's like a lot of other fan sites, really. We're there sort of as an extension to the whole Guild Wars 2 experience. So yeah, our slogan's like by the community, for the community. So we're all about sort of not just telling people what's happening, but sort of getting other people involved, getting them talking about it at the same time. And Yeah, that's really what we're all about. We were one of the original Guild Wars 2 fan sites. It's been almost like 3 years, I think, now that we've been going. And yeah, I know. And we just, we try and offer a little bit of everything, really, from like videos and articles to obviously the podcast and loads more.
Nice.
That's it.
Wow, 3 years. That's crazy
that's
to
long.
think that.
Yeah.
I know, right? Well, congratulations. I know that a lot of people are very thankful for that.
Yeah, I remember GuildMag was one of the first websites that I kind of latched onto when I got into Guild Wars 2. But have you been there from the start? Were you there the whole 3 years?
No, I joined, I think, 7 months after it began, because it was begun by Mark and Knox, and then Knox kind of left, and then I came along sort of 7 months later.
Oh,
Where I am
cool.
now.
3 years. That's impressive.
Yeah,
Tully
to-
points out that we're almost a year old,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but
that's
not.
Imagine
not
3
well.
years, man. That's some dedication right there.
Yeah, we're ancient.
Well, the good thing is that Arenanet knows you, so
Yeah.
there you go. You get some recognition.
So the not. We get some.
Oh, definitely.
We should get more.
But GuildMag, come on. I remember when. Okay, I'm just gonna make parent.
One of Naveen's old stories.
Parentheses.
I remember my
Parentheses.
day.
Thank you. Back in my day, when I started chroniclesoftyria. No, when Navri started writing on chroniclesoftyria.com, and it was linked. Well, GuildMag linked that first part of his story. He freaked out. It was like, oh my God, Naveen, did you know GuildMag put me on? I was like, congratulations! But he was so stoked about it. So you can just tell that you made one person super happy. I bet that you made like hundreds of people super happy too.
I like to think so.
I'm pretty sure.
So it's on me, actually.
Yeah.
So when and why did you decide to start a podcast?
Well, GuildMag was originally about just a magazine, all about Guild Wars 2, and because back then we didn't sort of offer, like we do now, loads of web-based content, it was all like the PDF magazine. They sort of needed something to fill in between each issue, and so they got a podcast together with Saberwolf, Malcure and Izari, and they did it for quite a while. I was never really part of it back then because I was just like a new editor to the team, so I didn't know much about it. And then I think one day Saberwolf just couldn't do it anymore. I think he went off to some video thing he's doing, I don't know. And and then we were kind of left without it for a bit, and we didn't really know what to do. And then I think more than a couple of months later, I thought, if I want to get it going again, who could do it? We didn't know anyone, so I thought I might as well just give it a shot. And that's kind of how the new GuildMag podcast began.
There you
Nice.
go.
And you're at episode number 9, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Sorry to put you on the spot like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what episode this one is at the moment.
What is this?
Yeah.
I follow the episodes more than the actual hosts.
It's because we do it.
That's why I put the episode at the beginning and end of every episode that we do, so I'll never forget where we're at.
Uh-huh. Actually, that helps me too. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously play Guild Wars 2. What server? Why are you laughing, Lag?
I just
said
think it's funny that
obviously.
you're like. Go ahead.
That's it. I'm quitting the show.
What are you doing?
What server are you on?
I'm on Seafarer's Rest.
Okay. Is that European server?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I don't remember.
All of us are like, what is that?
Okay, that's cool.
It's ranked 4th at the moment in World v World
Oh, is it?
for the EU thing, yeah.
Nice. So it must be a very populated server.
Pretty populated. I haven't been there that long actually, because I've got a confession to make. I only transferred there to get my map completion in the World v World map, so I'm not really a veteran of it. But yeah, from what I've been there so far, it's a decent server to be on.
Yeah. Which server were you on before?
Wow, this is a long story. I originally started off. Stop laughing, you. Originally started off on the Underworld server back when Guild Wars 2 first came out, and then a mate of mine didn't like the name, so he made me move to to Black Tide because he thought it was going to be like the best World v World server, and at the time it was pretty up there actually, and now it's like right at the bottom. But don't tell him that.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I moved from there because there was no way I was going to get 100% map completion on that one.
So are you planning on going back, or are you going to stay on the one you're at?
I don't know, now that there's guesting available, probably I've got really no reason to go back there because not many of my mates play it anymore anyway.
Oh, then you have to come to
play
Spanish
with
Coast.
us. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of European players in our guild, that's for sure.
That's true.
Wouldn't be alone. Well,
Yeah, even in the chat, people like saying come to TC, so you have to come.
I will.
It's legit now.
Just because Joel and R says it doesn't make it legit.
It's legit. It is legit. Now let me get all gangster on your ass.
she
like
does
last
that every
time.
show. I think she wants to become gangsta. That's
I've got tons of street credit here in Australia now. I don't know. Anyway, on to the next question. Do you have a guild associated with the podcast? Can anyone join?
This is a kind of tricky one actually, because we do actually have a guild called GuildMag, but there's 7 people in it, and it was never like an official GuildMag guild. It was sort of just for us to kind of know when each other's online and speak to each other easily rather than having like all on the friends list. So I mean, from my point of view, it's something I wouldn't mind developing in the future. We'll have to see what comes of it.
yeah. And if ever there's alliances, then maybe we can alliance. No, I don't think that would work because they're pretty. I bet that they're gonna use like American servers with American servers and then Europeans with Europeans.
Yeah.
Man.
So, is GuildMag pretty much European based?
I think generally, yeah. I mean, obviously we do cater to other audiences, but because both myself and Mark and quite a lot of the team are based in Europe, we obviously most. I don't know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean.
So yes, you are based in Europe.
Yeah.
Warning now, everyone. It's going to be one of those nights. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I
More
think
gangster I am. It's,
the last 5 shows were like that. It's okay. Viewers aren't dropping, so I'm fine.
Well, we know that the guild doesn't really have much to do with GuildMag. So how about you personally? Are you more of a PvE, PvP, World v World, kind of a mixture?
Probably mostly PvE. I like to think I'd be good at PvP, but I'm not. So I'm kind of a wannabe in that respect. I do like doing I do like doing World v World. Just poked a hole through my tea. It's alright.
I was wondering what's going on. It's like, yeah.
So yeah, I do like doing World v World as an escape from PvE, but yeah, mostly PvE for now. I'm not really that much of a hardcore gamer, so I just take it slow.
All right. I love it. I'm excited to be part of this podcast. It's going.
That's the sort of thing people say when they're not.
No, I am. I'm actually very excited to be a part of this. I don't know. I'm just in a weird mood, but we'll talk about that after the interview.
That's cool.
It's so hot here, I'm getting lightheaded, so that might explain why I'm getting all gangsterish.
I don't know, man. I think it's that lollipop you've been sucking on for the past half hour. Okay, back to interview. Sorry about that. Like you said before, you've been going on for 3 years. The game hasn't even been out for a year. So you've been interested in Guild Wars 2 since pretty much the beginning, I'm guessing. Were you a fan of the first game?
Definitely. I think I've logged something like 1,500 hours on it over the years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you start from the start? I mean, from the start, from when it actually came out, Guild Wars 1?
No, I was introduced to it by my best friend at the time. Well, he still is, actually. I don't know why I said at the time.
Whoopsie. Hopefully he's not listening.
Yeah, I was just saying. Hopefully.
I think he played it from near the beginning. I think I came onto it round about when Nightfall was either about to come out or just had come out.
Oh.
And I started off on Factions and then Nightfall, and then went to Prophecies when Either North came out as well.
Wow.
So it wasn't only one go.
Yeah. You kind of mixed it all up. You didn't go in order at all. You must have found it weird to, go from super fast leveling to level 20 to very slow pre-searing and...
I think I've got a confession. I just imported my characters from the other ones. I never bothered to level up from the beginning.
No? So
I did the beginning bits to see what it was all about, but I think I got to level 12 and thought, forget this, and jumped on my level 20.
Yeah, because it gets pretty not. I was gonna say boring, but that's definitely not the word I want to use. It gets long and tiresome. Yeah, tedious.
Repetitive.
Yeah. Except if you're doing it for the first time. And wait a second, that means that you didn't take Rurik through the Shiver Peaks. No,
I did. Oh, didn't I?
How dare you?
Naveen, that means he gets to live, though.
No! That just means he never met him.
Naveen's got the biggest crush in the world on Rurik, so...
No.
Don't take it personally.
Second biggest crush, okay.
Second biggest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Prior to September, it was the biggest crush.
Yeah.
But, then Guild Wars 2 launched.
And Logan Thackeray came on. Oh, yes.
Logan.
Anyways.
Alright, next question. Sorry. This is on a more personal level. Who are you? And I'm not being rude because I know who you are. This is for everyone else. This is where you give out all your dirty laundry and deepest, darkest secrets.
This is the question I've been most what am I going to say? Because personally, I think I'm a pretty boring person.
No! Are you serious? Is this the same person that told me all these stories on Skype?
Do you really want me to say some of them?
Go on. It's fine.
All right. So, which one should I start off with? Okay. So I think about a year ago, I was accused of stealing some woman's chicken.
What?
Basically, we were walking down this lane, and we just saw this chicken around, and we thought, and it kind of looked, because it was in this sort of little alleyway, and it kind of looked a bit homeless. Well, not a bit. It looked a bit homeless.
How can a chicken be homeless?
I don't know.
Imagine this chicken laying out a cardboard with a little tin for money.
Spare some change.
We were like, oh, what should we do? And she was walking her boyfriend home to the train station, and she was just like, see you later, I've got to deal with this chicken. And
corn. I'm so sorry. Salasa in the chat room says we'll cluck for corn.
I love our watches.
I gotta stop reading the chat when someone is talking. I'm so sorry for interrupting you. That is so mean.
So yeah, we basically picked it up and took it home. And we had this like little wire pen that we stuck it in. And Mum was delighted because she'd always wanted a chicken. And we went round like the local neighbours asking if anyone had lost a chicken, and some of their faces were just priceless. And then we got a phone call. This one woman just started going mental down the phone, like, oh, what have you done with my chicken? I was looking after it for a mate, and apparently it like escaped but not escaped, because it was like outside their property, but somehow it was still under like their whatever. And she came around like in a massive fury and just snatched the chicken.
And you dare say that you're a boring person?
Who is Valiant? Chicken stealer. That's what I got out of the story.
Snatcher.
You know.
Nice.
I've got other stories. Want
Go
to hear
ahead.
them?
Sure.
I think I told Kaysee this one a few nights ago as well. I had 2 guinea pigs when I was little, called Frankie and Benny. Didn't tell her that. And they escaped one day. They chewed through their cage thing. And we went round again, all the neighbours asking if they'd saw them. And no, nothing happened of it. And then one day, I think, all I remember is basically I was in the car and my mum was at some neighbour's front door. And she got back in the car and just said something like, "Oh, they won't give the guinea pig back." So I think one of them had just found it and refused to give it back for some reason.
Obviously, animal snatching is a big problem where you live.
Yeah.
Can I just say that when he told me this story, I was really insensitive, because when he said he was little, he was really sad about it. And then later on, I was saying, I can't remember numbers, and I said, and he was just saying, you know, my guinea pig never came back to me, so it didn't love me. And I said, and I said, numbers leave me like guinea pigs leave Valiant.
Aww.
And I felt so terrible afterwards.
Oh. Poor pets. Homeless chicken. Coopless.
I just can't get over like how animals are such a hot button issue where you live. Like,
Where are
people
you
are so worried
exactly?
about them being stolen.
There's also so many stories about horses as well. Well, I could go on for hours about
The
this.
dogs or boxers, the piece of cloth? Because if it's the piece of cloth, I'm not sure if I want to listen, but I'm very intrigued. Whew, this is Guild Wars 2 podcast.
It
Super
was
curious.
a little while ago.
Oh, hey, Lag. What's up?
Alright,
you for
so
sharing.
when we asked you who are you, so far we've gone out of there. Guinea pigs run away from you, and you steal chickens.
Yeah.
Chicken snatcher.
Chicken snatcher.
I was meant to get that rosette thing to show you. I'll tell the story now quickly.
Yeah.
I've also I think like 2 years ago dressed up in a fancy dress competition in a horse show as she's off already. You don't even know what I dressed up as yet.
Sorry. It's because I can see you, and I'm very oh, what's the word? I can't remember.
Visual?
Yes, thank you. I'm very visual, so you're no longer in a hoodie right now. Sorry, just saying.
So, I dressed up in a Batman outfit that I bought from a shop, and it was properly like the full works.
Oh.
And we went as called Batman and Dobbin, and for anyone who doesn't know, Dobbin is basically like an old English word for like a working horse. And it's obviously a play on Robin. And my mate also, who came with me, had another horse, and they dressed up as Rocking Horse, but they put like loads of rock CDs and albums all over them. And we didn't even get placed.
Oh.
But
Wow.
we went there expecting it to be like, I don't know, but it was just full of little kids, and there's us like stood there, surrounded by little kids and other things. And the judges were obviously biased because they didn't want to disappoint them. And like Rocking Horse and Batman and Dobbin didn't get placed, but bloody Night and Day did, and it was just a little girl with like a sun thing in her head and like a black thing covering the horse, and I just wasn't impressed.
Clearly.
I told him I didn't believe that he did that, and he said he'll show me his little rosé thingy.
Yeah, they had, to add insult to injury, they gave out all the rosettes like first and second, and they came to me, got it, and it said special on it. So, I was just like, oh, why bother?
Oh, no. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I should have
Because
found
he
it
was
really.
a grown man around kids.
You're special.
Oh, I was
love
the
it.
best. I'm not just saying that from like my point of view. It genuinely wasn't. Not going there again.
I totally believe you. This definitely would have been the.
Whew.
Okay. Should we continue before we giggle the entire podcast?
Sure.
Lag.
Alright. How'd you get started in video gaming, period?
Well, I've never been much of a gamer until recently, actually. Although I was started off quite young, actually. I think it was around 6 years old. My uncle first put me in front of Diablo, and I played that with him, and I was scared beyond belief playing that, like 6 years old. I refused to go down more than like 2 levels into the church in case I actually met the end boss. So
Oh, was that on the first level or something like that?
no, it's like I think there's loads of levels in it, but it's like I was scared in case I went down too far and actually met him. So I just stopped playing after it. I was like, oh my god, I'm going too far, back up. So yeah, he started me off on that, and then I moved to Diablo 2 a few years later and played quite a bit with him and my nephew, who was really young at the time actually. And then probably about the same time I got a PS2 for my birthday, and that's kind of what started me off on the whole console thing. And the first ever game I actually completed was a Scooby-Doo game. And the second one, I won't tell you what it was because it's embarrassing.
Oh, come on. Come on.
No.
Dirty secrets. You gotta share them.
Barbie goes to beach.
Okay. You're on the right lines.
Maybe I did too, for now.
My sister also had a PS2 and I nicked one of her games because I couldn't finish any of mine because I was rubbish at them. And it was Bratz.
Oh. Yeah, they're still dolls.
So, and you got to dress them up and make a fashion magazine out of them, and very good game. So
How do you even win at that?
Nice. I've never played that.
I thoroughly recommend it.
What system was that on? Let me write that down.
So yeah, that was the second game finished. I'll never repeat that. And then I moved to Guild Wars, and then that's about it. That's really what kicked off my PC gaming thing, really.
That's cool. And what's your favorite game of all time?
It's a horrible one.
Yeah,
I
this
know,
is
Lag usually asks it. But now I got to. Yes.
It,
we let Kaysee be in charge of figuring out who came up with the question.
when I saw this question before, I honestly was like, I fell asleep on this, and it took me forever to think about which one that I've enjoyed playing the most over the years, but I did finally get an answer. It is a console game, so some people might hate me for that, but it's a game called Nier, N-I-E-R. It was published by Square Enix. It's quite recent. I think it was 2010 or something it was published. but it's honestly the only game that I've ever played that has brought out every emotion in me that I can possibly imagine.
Wow.
And it's the first ever game that I've cried at. I was in tears so much from it.
Aww.
And it's to anyone that like looks it up, it's reviews of it aren't great at all. The graphics aren't great. Gameplay and combat is really non-existent. But for me, if you really like getting into the stories of things, it's I can't describe it. It's just one of those games.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
felt everything up.
I'll have to look it up then. Which console did you say it was on?
This was on the Xbox 360.
Oh, cool. Lagwyn, your image has been frozen for like 5 minutes now. So let's all do a Lagwyn pose.
Well, hey, at least I'm looking
Let me
fancy.
see. Let me see. Oh, yes, I see it. Here, let me do the...
Hey. I don't know what's going on, but I'm okay with it. I'm just gonna sit here like this, even if it comes back.
That's cool.
right.
Kaysee, I believe it's your turn.
It is my turn. Okay. So we've discussed other games, so let's bring it back to Guild Wars 2. What is your favourite race and profession?
Dun dun dun.
It's got to be the Chardian for me. I am a massive fan. I've always liked the Chars ever since I knew that they're going to be a playable race, because I don't know, it's just something about being badass that just appealing. And Guardians, my main was a warrior in Guild Wars 1, and I kind of wanted to carry that over, but not in the same sort of sense. I kind of wanted to experience something a little bit different, and I didn't mind doing like the whole supporting thing as a monk in Guild Wars 1 as well. So I thought maybe marry the two, and came out with a Chardian, and yeah, I just love it.
That's cool. It's cool because I can't play a Guardian and stay focused at it. Like I need, for me it's mostly like the Elementalist, and every time I try to play either Guardian or Thief or whatever, I come back to being the Elementalist. So props for you for playing a Char and being a Guardian at the same time.
I think it's one of those
Hey, go on.
I think for me it's one of those professions that excels best when you're in sort of a pre-made group of people that know how a Guardian works. So, because especially if you're playing like a support type role, which I do like to do when I can, if people know how a Guardian works, it's certainly a lot easier on your end, helping support them. But yeah, it's just.
We're getting a lot of love for the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
chat room.
Guardians, awesome. So
I also quite like the Azura, actually, as a contrast to playing Char, just because, doing jumping puzzles as a Char is horrible sometimes, and the camera just zooms in on their fur, and it's like, where do I go?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like Azura as well.
fair enough. I guess I should drop for a second and come back so I can not be frozen.
Okie dokie.
Hang on.
Bye, Lag.
You've been
Oh,
eating
yeah, she
that
left.
for a while.
Huh?
You've been eating that for a while now.
Tiny now.
Oh. I was like, what is she talking about? Yeah, Cryan in the chat room is saying, try being full-size Norn doing a jumping puzzle. Camera stuck in the map all day long.
And I'm coming back slowly.
But surely.
Okay, I think I have the next question. Yes, I do. Okay, yeah, this is one that we kind of talked a little bit about, or we're going to specifically, but what do you think about the state of Guild Wars 2, where it is right now?
I've always said, especially on the podcast that me and Kaysee do, that I think it's been overhyped from the beginning, personally.
Mm.
But for me, forgetting all the hype that came with it and just basing it on the game alone, I think it's a great product that they've put out there. And I've really enjoyed, getting to 80 and getting my TA armor and all that jazz. So yeah, I think it's still got a way to go. Obviously they're working on it now with all the updates that are coming, but yeah, if you forget the hype, pretty good, I reckon.
Are you still as interested in Guild Wars 2 as you were?
That's an interesting one, because I think it's hard to compare how interested you are after you've sort of done your first character with when you're just starting out. But I'd say, in all honesty, I'm probably a little less interested now. I don't know if that's because either I've got loads of games on the go at the moment, or if it's just because of where I'm at in the game. But I mean, I still enjoy logging on pretty regularly and playing, so it's still doing it for me at the moment.
And if you could change or add something to Guild Wars 2, what would it be?
Probably, well, you see, one thing that's the main thing would probably I'd go with the hype, but if not that, I think I mentioned this last episode I did of Dynamically Spoken, probably a more epic personal story.
You mean having your own story, not Traherne's?
No, we were talking about that quite a lot, about Traherne and the personal story, and definitely needs a lot of work.
Traherne's coming back, isn't he? According to some forum things.
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah, I was reading it before. I didn't read it didn't read it much, but yeah, they've got plans for him.
I'm excited.
Can he die?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he dies. Like, it would be the first NPC I'd be like, yes,
Yeah.
no, like
Traherne was actually evil. Sylvaris are a dragon minion, and Traherne was evil, so he's a dragon champion, and you need to slay him.
with Calibard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I'm gonna go get my sanguine blade back from the priory. We'll have an epic battle.
Yes.
I remember on that podcast they said, it seems like they're really good, like Arenanet's really good at creating lore, but they're really bad at creating like storylines. And then Resourceby linked it on the guild thing, and she does like the lore, and I felt so terrible. Like,
Oh, Kaysee and the Dirk.
Dun dun.
that just put a big hole in my plans of getting a friend at Arenanet.
Yep, pretty much. Good job.
Oh well.
All right, and so for the last question, to finish up and pull this interview all together, what does GuildMag hold for us in the future?
Well, we are looking at bringing back the magazine element of GuildMag, which everyone loved so much, and we had to stop it because it was becoming harder and harder to sort of keep up with doing it regularly, because a lot of writers at that time were like going on hiatus and stuff. But we're looking at bringing it back now. So I'm putting out a call to anyone that may be interested in helping us with that. It can be anything. If you like writing, designing, even like website development, we've got spots open to anyone. If you just, I think, God, what is the email? I think it's apply@guildmag.com. You can, just send in your details. We'll give you any info you want, and yeah, if you're interested, we'll have you.
Cool. So basically, you're looking for someone for anything.
Yeah.
So graphics, design.
Graphics, writing, even like crawling YouTube for an hour to get some cool videos, because we've got a whole like media section to the website and everything. So anything you might be interested, give us a shout, and I'm sure we can find something.
I really hope someone applies, because I really want to see the magazine again.
Yeah, we've got so many good ideas for it, what we want to include, and I'm not going to spoil what we want to do. But
well, for those who don't really know what the magazine was about, could you explain, please?
Yeah, so basically, we basically released a PDF magazine and then an HTML magazine, with later changed to around like a specific theme. This is before Guild Wars 2 came out, so like one of the themes we had was the waters of Tyria, where we'd explore sort of everything to do with like the deep sea dragon and lore, basically anything related to that theme that our writers or just one-off contributors thought they might want to stick in a magazine for everyone to read. And we're basically looking at bringing that back in similar sort of format, just picking a general theme and presenting a load of different content related around it. And people pretty much a lot of people quite liked it actually. It was quite a popular part of the whole GuildMag experience, so we definitely want to bring it back.
Is there a chance that we'll actually see a paper, like physical magazine at one point?
Ooh,
or am I not supposed to ask?
No, I think I can briefly remember sort of discussion with Mark about it maybe like a year ago or something, but I think for now we're so focused on refining what we offer on the website that we'd rather sort of get that whole package sorted before we move on over to maybe looking at paper.
Right.
I don't know, it could be a possibility.
That'd be so cool. A whole magazine just for Guild Wars.
Yeah.
Would be pretty awesome.
Get Arenanet involved so that you don't have to pay a dime.
There you go. So, well, thank you again for interviewing with us.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I say, let's talk. We got some news came out of Arenanet. We'll just kind of do a little round table here. First off, bank tabs and bag slots, 20% off in the gem store.
So tempted.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, same.
I wish this was like week 1 would have been useful to have this on sale, because people would have went nuts. Like, I bought a couple, and like I wish they'd been on sale
Oh well.
way back in the day. Jerks.
Oh well. Well, it's because they're doing it right now because there are more players and the more people are starting to clutter their inventory and bank spots, and stuff. So now they know that most of us do need the space. So they're like, hey,
Yeah.
we're down a couple $100 this month, so let's just go 20% off on bank stuff. I said we're down like a couple $100, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Anyways.
All right, so biggest news, aside from the patch coming on Monday, is we have clarification on guild missions, which is huge. Gonna be, aside from the other things that they've mentioned too, like preview and the trading post, which is phenomenal. And not just preview sheathed, preview just the weapon, preview, actually held, which is huge. I hope it shows particle effects too, because if it doesn't, then that's just a pointless thing to have.
Meh.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like when you preview some of the weapons, they don't have the particle effects, like the Ascalonian weapons, for instance.
That's true.
But it would be nice if they would implement that too.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
You know what you just want to go for.
Yeah.
So there's a video, which we'll have a link to in the description, and I guess I can post it now in the chat as well. That shows all five types of guild missions that you'll be able to unlock, and that's actually a point to be made. If you guys don't know, you don't have them all at the start. You start off with guild bounty missions where you're tracked down with capturing or destroying a specific target, kind of like the wanted missions, right, from War in Kryta, Guild Wars 1. Go out and defeat a specific enemy, which could be anywhere in the world, which they said they're doing to try to direct you to different parts of the world, maybe to make you go back to different places. And you start with that, and then you have to use tons, and I think Colin Johansson said it'll take months to get enough influence to unlock all the different kinds of missions.
We'll see. We'll see. Months for maybe like a 50-man guild.
Well, yes, we'll see.
We'll see. Because, what about the guilds that have over 200 members? And what about them? Because they say it doesn't matter if your guild is small or big, you're still gonna, be able to do all these things. But is it gonna take them like a year if you're just like 25 in one guild?
To unlock them,
Yeah.
but I think what he was getting more at is the fact that nothing is persistent. Everything takes place in the open world. So, like, if we're like, typing in the chat, Chronicles of Tyria is initiating a guild bounty mission now. Boom. And it happens in whatever area, let's say Sparkfly Fen, which I hope not, because I hate that area, but let's just choose that one.
Why did you bring it up then?
I don't know. It just because something made me think of Spark. I don't know. I'm thinking of frogs. Putting frogs in a blender.
Frogs.
I don't know.
What? Okay.
That's that mission where you make the frog juice.
Oh,
to throw
yeah.
in posers.
Oh,
Don't
right.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, you do some pretty weird shit in your kitchen, dude.
Well, you missed the show. I was gonna have. But anybody can join, regardless of whether they're in your guild or not. But if you're in the guild that initiated the mission and you participate, you get 2 rewards, whereas if you just participate, you get 1. So if you have a small guild and you're doing like one of these bounties, a bunch of people, they're saying it's a good way to recruit, bring people in. You also have like your banner will show up, like your guild banner, depending on what kind of mission it is. So there's another way to recruit and get people to be like, oh hey, here's Chronicles of Tyria again. We're initiating another mission. Come play with us. Get popular on our server more so than a little bit of popularity we already have.
No.
Okay.
I don't want everyone in my guild.
Guild duties have been getting to Naveen.
I'm gonna have to like hire 10,000 officers and make sure that they do their jobs.
And then you have to hire officers to make sure the officers do their jobs.
I'm quitting the game.
It's a vicious cycle. Second mission are these guild treks, which are just to find a specific area interior, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's like the Mad King scavenger hunt.
I'm gonna
Something
be
like
in
that.
Jalinar's team, so that way I win all the time.
Oh wait,
No,
because
Jalina won't let me in it.
team is gonna get his team. I'm going for mission number 5. That's what I want for Jalinar's team. The next is the guild challenge, which these challenges leverage our existing event system, but we are specifically geared to require multi-group coordinated play to succeed. That's all we know. Don't know much more
That's
than
pretty
that.
cool. Sounds like it's a
Yeah.
more hardcore version.
Of a standard event. I think they show some of it in that video.
Yeah. It
Oh.
just looks like sort of
Oh,
orgy of people.
Mhm.
Yeah. not in that way, you know what I mean.
The maze and the area that doesn't look like it's been from anywhere in the world. It looks like it's new. I wonder if those are instanced.
Mhm.
They're saying that there's persistent, so anybody can join.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be instanced. Maybe they're gonna open a new map for it.
Maybe by they're hoping it's going to take you forever to unlock it.
Yeah. Exactly. We were talking about chickens before. I saw in the video that you can
Yeah.
turn into a chicken and do the
Yeah.
race thing. And I was like, no way.
I think is that the Guild Rush, I believe, which
Yeah.
was the next one.
Hmm.
They had them as like the cool spirit wolves. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I want to be a chicken.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could be a cat?
No.
You would.
Everything is a cat in the game.
I love cats.
I'd like to see if you could get to be the turkey that you always find in random hidden corners of the dungeon.
Yeah. Gobble, gobble. I'm watching you.
And then there's the guild puzzles, which are mission type multi-group coordination as well as individual jumping skills to get at the end.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yay!
and we do know some of the rewards. there's personal rewards, which you get for doing it, and then if you're in the guild, you get guild merits, which it says you can use to unlock new upgrades like combo banners, gold find bonuses, reduced waypoint costs, which is huge, and then eventually new missions.
That still doesn't answer my question, though.
I know. Go ahead.
Where's my guild hall? Where is
I think
my
you said
guild
it
hall?
wrong. I think it's meant to be, where's my guild hall?
Where's my guild hall? No. Where is my guild hall? Arenanet. Where is my guild hall? Arenanet. I'm gonna grab it and shake it and beat it down. That's what she
The guild
said.
hall?
Shucks, I went there. The guild hall.
What's it?
Kaysee. What? I want a guild hall, and I hope that they're just not mentioning it, so that I'm gonna log in one day, and they're gonna be like, introducing guild halls for like 50,000 influence points.
Colin Johansson did have a meeting with
Dragon
Guild Wars 2.
Seasons.
I was gonna say, I think
And-
is it Dragon Season or is it Guild Wars 2 Guru?
Well, there was a
It was a lunch, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, the lunch.
Yeah.
Because one of our people was there.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I was invited, but I couldn't go.
Bummer.
But yeah, they actually had a lot of other interesting stuff kind of came out of that. Like they're talking about making adjustments to the guild UI, which we've been complaining about since the start of the game. Like why can't we have the functionality for the UI that we had in Guild Wars 1? Like sorting by leader, officers, members.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
time you were online, you know.
Oh, we're talking about the guild roster.
Yeah,
I
the
thought
rooster.
you were talking the rooster.
The guild
guild-
rooster.
Chickens everywhere on this show.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna call that the chicken show. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I thought you meant like how you can play around with the whole UI. in
Just for
Guild Wars
guilds,
No.
specifically.
Well, that would be
But-
nice because it's pretty messed up at the moment. I hate it.
Yeah. So I think basically his answer was they're constrained by the amount of engineers they have.
Whatever.
They need to hire more people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not like people are going to be like, oh, darn, gotta go work for Arenanet.
I know, right? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, they can't afford to either.
Yeah, I know. And you know, that people said, what about custom chat channels? And they're like very vague about all these answers. Like, well, if it's good and increases communication, that sounds like it might be a good idea.
It's probably because they didn't look into it. I mean, they have so much to take care of before they touch these things that are already working. You know, they have to figure out how to fix some stuff and yeah, I mean, they have so much in their hands right now. It's incredible. Plus, they keep coming out with new content every now and then, and I mean, something that's already working, I think they're gonna leave in the, you know, the bottom of the pile of stuff that they have to do and they have to work on, which is okay with me, but I still would like a guild hall.
Yeah, I think that people brought up a lot of stuff about the commander icon. And
What about the commander icon?
like adding more, you know, options to spending 100 gold to get it, like letting it do more things, and can you make it account bound and all these other things. But I get actually, and this I never thought of, the World v World team says if you buy it and you have 20 characters, like some people have in this game, not me.
Lag.
You know, and you're like, you have a commander icon that you buy once. When you log into World versus World, you could be one of 20 different commanders on any given day, and they want you to actually build like your reputation around that character, so people come to know that commander.
Yeah.
Which I
Well,
think actually
makes sense. Yeah.
And actually Colin Johansson agreed that maybe it shouldn't be for gold. Maybe it should be a vote or something to do with the amount of time and experience to get the books. But he's like, if it's a vote, then we have to take it away from other people that already have it. So he doesn't know how they deal with that.
Well, plus, I don't think a vote would be nice because, it's not about popularity contest. If, I play a lot of World versus World, but I don't have a guild, but I'd still like to, go around with people and tell them, oh, you should go there, and there, and you do this and that. I should be allowed to just get my badge and do my work if that's what I bought the game for.
Maybe a World versus World scavenger hunt, like something like that.
Might not
Be a
bad
good idea.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
Just people are talking about Commander Jaden in the chat. I saw him on Tarnished Coast, and I was just walking along in my old character, and he was just standing there. I'm like, Commander Jaden, and Caps is like, hello, human. I'm like, keep up the good work. He's like, thank you. I'm like, bye. And I ran off. So I thought it was nice. He seems sweet.
Except to
like
all other World versus World people.
Yeah, nobody else
Tarnished.
likes him.
Yeah. Anyways, what do you think about that, Valiant? Before you fall asleep. Huh? What? I'm on a podcast?
We still doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, do you think that they should... Is it a good idea to bring out new content right away for guilds? Should they be focusing on something else? Or do you think that's a good idea to put that? Because I know that there's a lot of people, like you said before, you kind of lost interest a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got quite a few things that they need to work on. I suppose they do have to pick something to focus their energy into. I mean, guilds isn't a bad place to go at the moment. I definitely think it's something that will help with all those people that are like, oh, there's no end game to Guild Wars 2. And I personally don't think that. I do think, it does have stuff to do, but maybe, for those people that don't, guild missions is going to at least tide them over for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a pretty smart move by them for now.
I think so too, because there's been a few members in our guild that are just not playing as much as they used to, because they feel like it's redundant, and it wasn't really much what they expected from Guild Wars 2, from what they had thought it was going to be. I think that the guild missions and the guild puzzles and all that is pretty much going to bring a lot of people back in, and, others too, like new players. It is called Guild Wars afterwards. After all, I mean.
It's called Guild Wars, but you cannot do a PvP guild versus guild thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's still kind of...
Kaysee mentioned that on one of our podcasts, and we got a comment of someone started having a go like, oh, it's not called that, it's called because of it for the lore or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
Too
about
frustrating.
20% of the player base know that.
Yeah.
The other 80% is like, what is this about? So.
Yeah, I remember there was talk of some flack of calling it Guild Wars 2, way back, because there was no Guild Wars that you got to play in Guild Wars 1, and now you're even further removed from that in Guild Wars 2. So,
Didn't Guild Wars start as a PvP game? And that's but that's why they called it Guild Wars, and then the lore was just to back up the fact that it was a PvP game.
yeah,
Something like that.
Look at I think it's the Guild Wars Alpha. It was very cartoony, World of Warcraft-y looking.
Oh,
way
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And it had the cheesy voiceover, where will you be? Something like that. Guild
They
Wars.
took that voiceover to factions. Brother Menlo.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I actually had a little bit of news to throw out there for anybody that's still playing Guild Wars 1, because they added, in my mind, some pretty cool things in the most recent Canton New Year? Dragon Festival? Whichever one it was. Dragon Festival?
Same thing, isn't it?
Is it the same thing? It's probably the same. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, hang on. I think it's the Canton New Year. But they added a whole. Thank you, Eduardo.
Eduardo.
Eduardo from Mexico.
They added. Everybody's familiar, or if you're not, but the roller beetles.
Oh yeah.
They added them as pets for rangers to charm.
What? You can
Yeah.
have a beetle?
You can get roller beetle pets.
That's it. We're going back to Guild Wars 1.
And they added for tournament tickets, if you win the automated tournaments, purchasable, the trim you could get on their cape if you won, like,
Yeah.
the old PvP tournaments.
Right.
Well, now they added trim of red, green, blue, orange, gold, silver, bronze, white, whatever, all different kinds of trim that depending on how many tournament tickets you have, you can buy different color ones for your guild.
Huh. Interesting.
And your guild
Sort of
cape.
like, when you go do PvP and you get those, I wasn't a PvPer, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you had, like the Guardian titles and you had like a spirit animal, or I don't know what they called it. Like,
You hit / rank.
yeah, / rank, there you go.
I think there's stuff like that in Guild Wars 2, I believe, as well.
That's possible. I hate PvP. Ugh. I hate PvP against Kaysee, personally.
What? What did I do?
You kill me all the time.
I love you, Naveen.
No, you don't.
I just want to hug you with my knife.
Extreme.
I
Anyways,
love it when I know I'm going to win PvP. That's the great feeling. I was when Guild Wars 2 first came out, a mate of mine who's like quite a hardcore gamer challenged me to a 1v1 with him in PvP, and he mained a thief, and I was just like, one day I just said to him, "Oh, I've never played a thief, but 1v1 with me and I'll own you as one." And this was back in a time where I was leader of a guild, and none of them, they all thought he was a better player than me. So I was like, okay, if I win, this just proves why I'm guild leader. Just boost my ego and all that. And we entered 1v1, and I decided to roll. I don't know if it's still viable now, but it's a build where basically on a thief you constantly evade all the time, and you never run out of initiative. So you can basically just keep spamming it. And needless to say, I won that because he couldn't hit me at all. So, and that was just a great feeling.
wow. I hate thieves in PvP.
I hate your husband in PvP. His freaking hammer knocking me all over the place.
I know.
Lag. Keep it in. Keep it in.
Okay. I don't know what is that about. Hammer?
I must have said something.
Naveen, your husband, I hate your husband. He knocks me around with his hammer. Come
Is he
on.
violent?
Yes.
Asians don't use hammers. They use kung fu. Okay.
Lots of people in the chat are like, come on, lag, let it out, lag.
That's what she said.
No, I just didn't make the hammer reference. I was like, a hammer.
See, and
It's
if
not even an innuendo. Come on.
anybody's ever
Innuendo.
seen
Innuendo?
Dr. Marble's sing-along vlog, then it'll make more sense.
Oh, okay. Sorry for not being up to date on these things.
It's just a funny joke to anyone that has seen it.
Well, that kind of wah.
To you, but
To me.
not all about you.
Yes, it is. Anyways,
So I think, does anybody else know of any other kind of new stuff that's come out recently? Oh, how about the contest?
I was just gonna say that you guys
Do it,
have
Naveen.
25 hours until the contest ends. To do that video, submit it to contest@chroniclesoftyria.com, and you will win this collector's edition of Guild Wars 2 signed by Arenanet. So I only have 25 hours left to pet it tonight.
Kiss it, Naveen. Whisper sweet nothings into its ear.
I love you, collector's edition. I already have one. It's just that it's not signed by Arenanet.
No, I want it so bad. Priest Tally asked, how many submissions have there been up until now?
I don't know.
Like 10? 5?
Yeah, 10, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got a lot of Azura ones, and they're very funny. We got some very funny ones.
I sent you one before this show, Kaysee, and it's pretty good.
All right.
So after the show, you should watch it.
I will. Naveen, I will.
And that's it for us, because
I
I'm
think
gonna have
for-
a lot of editing to do tomorrow.
No, just let it go. This is what it's like. This is the life.
Silences all over the place, and
I mean, this is the life we chose to live. In the internet, you do that. They
I'm
don't.
paying for this shit. Make it perfect.
They got time for that shit. It's fine. You don't got time for that editing. So.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
Every time someone says, I hear the song in my head now.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Dancing.
Yep. Sorry, Valiant. It's
Like,
super late right
I'm-
now for you.
We'll,
Oh my
we'll,
God.
we'll invite you back, and we'll do a better show.
Plus, he has a podcast to take care of with Kaysee
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. He doesn't need sleep for the podcast.
All right. I think we
wish.
should probably. I think we should wrap this up because it's just getting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap it up.
1.5 hours is pretty good, and he's got to go to sleep.
Wrap it up, everyone.
Good piece of paper to wrap it up.
She got that one though. All right, everyone. So thank you again for coming out and putting up with our silliness. And for episode 36 of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, the Valiant interview. I almost said review. Which one?
We're reviewing Valiant.
7 out of 10 stars. I'm Kaysee.
I'm Naveen.
And,
Valiant.
and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Yeah.